Alright, boys and girls, I wanted to do a quick little video on the carnivores. Now that I got some miles on them. I got this one here has got about 50 miles on it. I picked up a whole nother set. I liked them so much. These ones got, let me look exactly and see what they have. I want to see that this thing has about 970 total on it. Take a quick look. So I got a few reviews that I'm behind on right now, or maybe not behind, but that I want to get done. 964.6. Okay, so 964.6 is what's on it total. I'm gonna put the tires on somewhere around the maybe mid 300 miles ish. So about 600 miles on these tires. I've been super happy with them. The traction that it gets is actually almost too much. You don't slide it real easy, but they've been wearing really well, I think. So this one has 50 miles on it, and these ones have 600. And you really can't tell. This one, I bought a set from a guy used. He's like, well, I can't slide it enough. I prefer 30s. He was on an XP Razor Turbo. So these ones have a little more scrub than what the General is able to produce, even in that 50 miles. But he said, yeah, I can't slide enough. I like to be able to whip it out a little easier. When I'm trail riding, be able to, slide her sideways and whatever. And I just wasn't capable of doing that. And I said, well, that's fine, because the General's not, it's just a little top heavy to be pitching sideways unless it's a little bit greasy or you're really committed to throwing it sideways. So yeah, these tires, they got rid of, I had just a little bit of wheel shake. I don't know if it was the original tires, what exactly it was. I never tried different pressures or nothing. I knew I wanted 32s from the time that I saw the first General on 32 carnivores. So I ordered them and put them on pretty much as soon as I could. So on the blacktop, they're slightly louder than the stock tires. I don't think it's a big deal, not to me. I don't mind hearing that little hum of the tire on the blacktop. Off-road, like I said, they're impressive. I can go places in turf mode that I couldn't go in two-wheel drive before. That's a huge plus for me. We go up by the cabin, and there's a lot of rock and just like slippery, greasy, rock types terrain. So once I switched to these tires, it was just a remarkable difference. Like I said, they work really well. I've put them through quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, as far as like jagged rocks and pretty nasty off cambers and stuff, they held up really well. No punctures, no flats, no leaks. I check them just to make sure that the tire pressure is good, and they've been holding up perfectly. Also, anybody that's worried about going from a 30 to a 32, you will notice some difference as far as, when you're actually driving it. I don't think it's huge. I try not to run a pile of blacktop, but I do end up running a fair amount, just to and from trails. And our whole area here we can run ATVs, UTVs all over the roads. Most roads are open, so it does see a pretty good amount of blacktop. But yeah, the 32s, going from 30s to 32s, I noticed some difference in power, obviously, in takeoff. These tires are actually a little bit lighter than the stock ones, without the rims. I stayed with the stock rims partially because of the expense, partially because I wanted to see, exactly tire to tire what kind of difference there was. And so far, I'm glad I did what I did. It rides a little bit smoother, probably just due to the size of the tire. It covers a little more ground as it's rolling, partially because I think the compound may be just a touch softer, not a lot. But like I said, they've been holding up really good. But anyway, yeah, the 32s, you're gonna notice a little bit of difference. I did the Gilliman clutch and tuning, so that kind of negated that. I got that power back. So I'm pretty happy with going with 32s. I actually turned my shocks up just a little more. My rebound shipped me on my Walker Evans. I went up 2 more clicks to the heart. I actually made a little quick video of that too, and I don't have any touch spots anymore. You know, a lot of people talk about they don't want them to touch, and I ride this thing pretty hard. And now that I turned up my adjusters a couple of notches, I don't notice a huge difference in the actual quality of the ride. I do notice that the body doesn't roll as much because I have the sway bars gone. Took it off a long time ago. Ride is 100% better just from doing that. So I figure, well, I can turn up the adjusters a couple notches and see what happens. And now my tires don't touch at all. I would like to put some different rims on it for looks reasons mostly. I'm not sure when or if I will actually do that, but I've done a lot already to this thing. Okay, so the power line people came through, said we need to move some trees, and I planted, there's got to be 500 out here. They're not really easy to see in this video because the leaves are down, but so by November 1 I got to get them moved. So they're as good a time as any. Try out the Thumper Fab Bumper KFI winch and see if we can get some of these to move. So here we go. Here she goes. Pulled her right out. Okay, here's that big bush. Let's see what we can do with it. Got her. Like I said, that's a decent sized rope ball. Compared to my hand, I mean, like I said, it's 5 pieces. Pretty impressive.